ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ we all are very fortunate that whether we are sitting in the gurdwara or sitting in our homes we are listening to the pious bani. Gyani ji was reading the bani of what we call Sodar Rahras, and after that we attended the ardas and the hukamnama. While listening to the hukamnama, the last two lines of the Hukamnama, they were Sab kich tum hi te hua, aap banat banai, darshan petat sadhka, nanak gun gai. So these were the last two lines of the pious Hukamnama which we received today. What I want to talk about today is that whenever the word Sant, Sadh, Brahmagyani, it appears and we listen it from Gurbani, automatically, you know, it has been fed into our minds for years, hundreds of years, that there's a person called Sadh, called Sant, and we have to go to him. Okay, a person can be a Sadh, anyone can be a Sadh. Let us understand today what is a Sadh. A Sadh, a Sant, a Brahmagyani. Who is a Sadh? So, literally, the word Sadh, the meaning of the word Sadh is one who has, taken control of himself or herself. A person who has taken control of himself or herself. I want to repeat again the definition, the literal definition of the word Sadh is a person who has taken the control of himself. That means all those temptations, they are not, they are not, the person who does not react to those temptations is a Sadh. Temptations like greed, temptations which, tempt us to be angry, the things which tempt us, encourage us to go towards calm, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar, or falsehood, or greed, or hatred, or jealousy. That means a person who has controlled himself from these vices and all these immoral activities is a sadh. Again, there's a beautiful shabad by Guru Arjan Patsha in Shri Guru Granth Sahib, in which he gives systematically he gives the signs of a sadh. Who's a sadh? But before going towards those characteristics of a sadh as presented by Guru Arjan, the fifth Nanak, fifth Guru, he has given the characteristics of a sadh. Who is a sadh? Now, most often it happens with us that we listen, we hear to people say that Falana sadh is a fake sadhu, and we must not go to the sadhus. Or we usually take a person with certain dressing sense as a sadh, a person wearing white robes and a gold the star round the star, having a rosary or a mala or a simrana in hand, and all those things. We attribute these things, these outer things, to a person who's a sadh. But let us understand it from our Guru. Guru Granth Sahib is our Guru. We go to the Gurdwara and we matha take there. So bowing down in front of Guru means I submit myself. So you give me the knowledge, you give me the wisdom about all these things. So let us understand who is a sadhu from Guru Granth Sahib. So before going to the characteristics as mentioned by Guru Arjan, I just want to, make one thing very, very clear. Yes, a person can be a sadh, a person can be a sant, but it's not like that we have to find or search for a person and go to him. Rather, the characteristics and the definitions of sadh or sant, The words given the Sant, the Sadh, when they appear in Gurbani, they are to motivate us, to encourage us to have, to develop those virtues, those characteristics in our own life, and then become Sadh, Sant. So, a person who has left, the institution of marriage, a person who has left family, who has not married, or a person wearing certain kind of clothes and sitting at some pious, holy place, having a data or something and having millions of followers, that is not a sadh. So we can, name him a sadh, or he can claim himself to be a sadh. But what when we go through the whole Gurbani of Sri Guru Granth Sahib, we will understand this, that our Guru wants us to become a sadh. Sadh, a person who has controlled his desires, who has a full control on himself. For example, I want to give a very, a simple example from our day to day life. A person comes in front of me, he praises me, and I puff up in pride. I feel very, very happy. So he has pressed a button of, praise, and I become happy. Another person I meet on the same day, and he criticizes me on something. So I get sad, I get hurt, my ego gets hurt. It's like a person comes and he presses a button on the remote control, and I change my state of mind on the spot. So someone praises, we are happy. Someone criticizes, we go sad. There's some profit or gain, we are happy. Again, there comes a loss, there comes some odd time or difficult time, we grow sad. So the outer things, outer people, outer circumstances, they are controlling us, right? When someone praises or I get something from someone, a gift, I'm happy. So I'm being controlled by another person or a thing, or a circumstance. But when we get rid of all that control, that outer things, outer circumstances, and outer people are not controlling my emotions, they are not controlling my actions towards them, then I can say that I have that control over myself. When I know that a person, if he says something bad to me, and I can control that anger. I don't want to react at that time, and I should not react at that time in the same tone, with the same words, abusive language, or whatever. Then I have got that control over myself. Mostly with us, we lose that control at times, not just in the case of anger, but in case of other desires too. Greed overcomes us. Hatred overcomes us. They control us. Hatred, jealousy, envy. So, a person who controls himself, there's hatred, but again, I hate a person. I'm jealous of a person, but I do not wish him wrong. I do not wish him evil. I do not wish him bad. That means I have control over my own emotions. Then I become a sadh. So whenever these words they appear in Gurbani, for example, in this Hukamnama, Darshan Petat Sadhaka Nanak Gun Gai. If you want to search, if you want to meet that sadh who is within you, you have to get that knowledge, that wisdom from the Guru, develop those virtues, those characteristics of the sadh, those signs of a sadh within you. You will meet that sadh within you. So within me lives the God, Vaheguru, the Lord of the universe. Within everyone around me lives the Lord. Okay, Paramatma, Vaheguru, God, Allah, Khuda, whatever I call him, he lives in all. He lives within me. So I have to meet, I have to, achieve oneness with that self. So I have to meet that sadh, that sant, that Brahmgyani within me. Now, the characteristics of a sadh, if you want to really check a person, if we are talking about a person, right? Many times we sit together and we say, that person, that sad is a fake sad, this one is a real sad, and we get into arguments, and we start fight. Most often, in the social media, we are fighting over such petty things. There's no need to argue, there's no need to fight. Just come to the Guru, and Guru Granth Sahib will tell you a test, like a litmus test in a chemistry lab, right? To check whether it's acid or a base. So the litmus test about sadh, about a sadhu. So if you are unsure about a person, if you want to really want to have a person in your life, see, according to Gurbani, when Guru Nanak says, नाहों जति सती नहीं पड़या, मूर्ख मुग्धा जन्म पया, प्रणवत नानक तिनकी शरणा, जिन तू नाही विसरया. Those sadhus, those who do not forget the Lord, I want their company. Again, when we sleep in the night, before we go to bed, we read Sohla, the Bani of Sohla. The last ardas of a Sikh, the last ardas which we perform during a day, the last ardas is Antarjami पुरख विधाते श्रद्धा मन की पूरे नानक दास यह सुख मांगे मोको कर संतन की तूरे साध संत ब्रह्म ज्ञानी. So Gurbani, on many instances, Gurbani encourages us to have a company of those people who are sadh, who are sant. So how to check a person? How to check whether he's a fake or a real sad? Now that again I want to reiterate here, not do not look at the dress of a person, don't look whether he has a mala, a simrana, a rosary in his hands. No, that's not the characteristics at all. When we come to that dress, Guru Nanak says, Gurbani says, mathe tilak hath mala bana, logan ram khilona jana. Bhagat Kabir ji, that having all those kind of religious symbols, and those the religious robes, people, they have considered God, considered Vaheguru as a toy. They are toying with that spirituality, nothing more than that, Bhagat Kabir ji says. So it's not about outer appearance, but when it comes to real check, the litmus test of a sad, whether if I think that I am a better person, I am a sad. Everyone believes that. Everyone claims that. Even I claim that I am good. So that those characteristics, that test of goodness of a person, and especially of a sad, a person from whom we go to get guidance, right? In our society, we call a person sad, like a person who's very very good, very very warm hearted, very very helping. We say it a sad hai, he's a saint. So who's a saint? How to check? Don't go with the dress, don't go with the religious symbols, don't go whether he rises up early in the morning or late in the morning. They are not considered here. Now coming to that shabad, and I'll close with that shabad's explanation. Guru Arjan beautifully explains in few lines that if you want to check a sadh, a person whom you really want to get some spiritual guidance in your life, he may be in your close circle, in your family, in your society, in your country, in your town, in your village, any person from whom you can get some spiritual guidance. That sadh, the characteristics of that sadh are, the first characteristic is बिसर गई सब तात पराई, जाबते साध संगत मोहे पाए. The first characteristic of a sadh, a person whom you can go to get some spiritual guidance, is a person, when you sit with him, you learn that na ko beri nahi bigana, sagal sang humko banaye. That Vaheguru resides in all, and I should not differentiate people in the name of caste, creed, religion, color, race, or anything. Right? A person who is dividing you, who's putting something in your mind, like discrimination, and you, a person, you sit with him, and he puts some kind of knowledge or some kind of facts or figures, manipulates you to encourage you towards discrimination, differentiation among your own fellow beings. He is definitely not a sad. A sad is in whose company the first thing you learn is that all are mine. All, in all, sabna jiya ka ek data. That is sad. A person, a virtue, a quality that teaches you that God lives in all. So you should not discriminate. बिसर गई सब तात पराई, जब ते साध संगत मोह पाई, ना को वैरी. One who teaches me, one who encourages me towards this state of mind, that there's no one who's my enemy. Yes, outside there are people who have ill intentions towards me, but I should not discriminate. I should not be, live in that hatred, in that envy, in that enmity. So, no enmity. A person who teaches you, that is a sadh. And then Guruji goes further in this Shabad, giving the next characteristics of a sadh. And he says, Nako bari nahi begana sagal sang hamko banai. The, the next is very important characteristics. And he says, Jo prab kino so palmanyo. Eh sumat sadhu te pai. The biggest knowledge, the biggest wisdom, a person whom you should go to get spiritual guidance, if he is a real sadh or not, you can check by this parameter. Guru Arjan says, Jo Prabh Kino, so Palamanyo. A person like me sitting in, white robes, having that mala, that simrana in my hand, and all kind of, religious symbols around me, and followers taking matha in front of me. That's not a case of a sadhu. Guruji says the real, character of a sadhu is one who teaches you that live in the acceptance of the law of the universe. Hukam razai chalana. One who teaches to live in accordance of that Vaheguruji, the law of that Vaheguru, the law of that Lord, the law of that universe, right? But a person who wearing those robes and mala and simarna and all those, whom we go to, and we think that he is a sadhu. What he does, he is saying, okay, come to me, give me 500, dollars, and I will perform a ardas, and all the problems in your life, they will vanish. Now, this is not according to Jo Prabhakino. This is not Hukum Razai Chalana. What a real sadhu will teach us is, okay, this is the law of life. There are ups, there are downs. There is pain, there is pleasure. There is sukh, there is dukh. So all you have to do is the energy with which you welcome happiness, you welcome joy and pleasure and success, you must have that energy to accept that failures, pain, they are also part and parcel of our life. A person who teaches us this, see, our gurus have taught this. They never say that come to me, perform this ardas, do this part this much time, and everything will vanish. I will just give a simple example. We all know the history of Chamkaur Sahib. Guru Gobind Singh, when there was this separation of family on Sarsa Nadi, Guru Gobind Singh, with his elder sons, elder Sahibzade, Baba Ajit Singh, Baba Jujhar Singh, and 40 other Sikhs, we all know this. They went to this Chamkaur ki Gadi, a small fortress, and they are surrounded with millions of enemy soldiers. Now, what happens? Do Baba Ajit Singh, the eldest son, he go to Guru Gobind Singh and says and performs ardas, Guruji, save us from this enemy. Let them disappear from here. No, that's not the case. Neither did Baba, uh, the younger brother Baba Ajit Singh Jujhar Singh. Not even, Jujhar Singh went to some room and locked himself and started doing some kind of part or Dukh Panjani or Sankat Mochan, so that that Sankat, that danger should, evaporate. That was not the case. They learnt from the Guru. जब आओ की औध निधान बने अत ही रण में तब जूझ मरो. Because our Guru was teaching us. We learned this, that हुक्म रजाई चलना नानक लिखिया नाम. So our Guru told us throughout his life, throughout 240, 239 years from Guru Nanak to Guru Gobind Singh, Hukm Razai Chalana, face that those challenges in your life rather than going to a fake sadhu who claims, okay, uh, get 500 prashad done and your dangers are gone, they will disappear. Or a person to whom we go and he will say, okay, you have problem in your life, the reason behind this problem is your neighbor, that lady, she is doing all these things. Now this is not the criteria, this is not the signs of a sadhu. According to this shabad is bisar gayi sab tat parai. One who makes us understand there's no one enemy, the one who encourages us from enmity, hatred, and envy and jealousy towards love and compassion, one who makes us understand to live in acceptance to the law of life, to accept the challenges of life and say, okay, I will face these difficulties. And then, Guruji, ardas is important. And what should we do in that ardas? We should fold our hands and do the ardas. Guruji, I have come across these challenges, these difficult times in my life. Give me the strength, give me the wisdom to overcome this, not just disappear. A person who tells us that this will disappear by doing this is not a sadhu. जो प्रभ कीनो सो पल मान्यो ए सुमत साधु ते पाई, सब में रव रहया प्रभ एको पेख पेख नानक बिकसाई. And the last thing what Guru Arjan says, a person who tells you that God lives in all, and then once you understand from that person that virtue, that knowledge, that wisdom, that God lives in all, and you start living in that divine bliss. There's a smile when you come across a person, not frowning that this is a bad person, this is a weird guy, this is a horrible person. No, all are सब में जोत जोत है सोए तिस दे चानन सब में चानन होए. So when we start living in that love, that compassion, in acceptance of hukum, in seeing that Vaheguru in all, living in that constant bliss, this is what a real sadhu teaches us. So if a person you think you are going to that person to get some spiritual guidance, a living person, you must look at these characteristics. If he fails, he is not a sadhu. Again, the last thing I want to say here is not just a person, any wisdom, any knowledge, the virtues, the qualities which develop within us, those have these characteristics in them, those teach us these characteristics. That is sadhu, and we have to search for it. We have to develop ourselves as a sadhu. गुरु कृपा करे, पुलचुक दिखिमा, गज के फतेह बुलाओ. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.